All right. Welcome back to the Gundam game of the marathon. This is Gundam Battle Assault 2 for the PS1. We have our runner Enfang doing the category All Gundams No Unlockables.
You actually. Uh, the audio capture got. Rep.
All right. We good, or we should?
Nope. I have to get the audio capture in again. It's gonna be a second. Oh, come on, please don't say this password is invalid as well. Alright, cool.
I think it'll be pretty casually. We can talk pretty casually.
Alright. Should be fixed. Alright. Should be fixed.
Should be fixed
Alright.
now.
Oh, okay.
Should be fixed.
Okay, cool. Then, again, welcome to Gundam Battle Assault 2. We are running the No Unlockables category for the game, which is pretty much the street mode with the main 5 characters you have available right from the get-go. We have our runner Enfang doing the run. I will provide the commentary for you. You want to say some words before you start, Enfang?
Yeah, hello, my name is Enfang. I speedrun Gundam Battle Assault 2 and a couple other games. I've been speedrunning Battle Assault 2 for a pretty long time, since around 2014. And I've played this game casually for many years. So I'm really happy to be here, and I'm really excited to run this game. So let's go.
All right. So I would say I'll count it down and then we can start the timer. It also seems we have a little bit of delay on the audio. Do you have Discord audio available on your own stream, Enfang?
Discord audio available. Do you want me to
No, we don't need it. It's just was just a question because we take in audio directly from Discord.
Oh, yes, as far as I know, I don't really have problems with delays and stuff. But yeah, yeah.
Okay. I think we should be said if there's something wrong with the audio, we can fix that on the get go. I would say.
Okay.
All right. I will count it down. We can start the run in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do this.
Okay, let's go.
All right. You are starting with Burning Gundam. I see.
Right.
So, Burning is actually one of the faster ones, and it also has a lot of cool combos you can do. I would say personally, I did some runs with Burning, and it's my favorite because you have like really cool combos that you can do. Burning Finger is a really strong move that you can spam as well. But yeah, okay. So for those guys who don't know this game at all, every Gundam has 3 life bars, and 3 special or supers available at any point that they can use in on each battle. You only have to fight each Gundam once, but the battles are quite long since the health bars are 3 instead of 1. Also, there are some boss battles in between the stages. We will see that shortly, and those bosses have even more health than the normal Gundams do. Um, so yeah, there is not any kind of RNG with the Gundams you have to fight during the run, so they are all set from the beginning in street mode. This is kind of good, so you can adjust and practice against a specific Gundam that you maybe struggle against for a run, and then do runs always consistently or more consistently once you know how to deal with specific moves from a Gundam. You can also see that the Burning Finger is a really powerful move, and also that after each health bar is depleted, they get not invincible for a short amount of time, but they take less damage. So you want to time your attacks and combos so the enemy falls down, and then once they stand up, do do more damage when the invisibility frames are gone. All right, so yeah, this is a sequel to the first Gundam Battle Assault, which did function a little bit differently, and I personally would consider this is the better one of the two games. It has a huge roster for versus as well. For street mode, I think it's 9 overall, and in the beginning you have 5. That's the category we are running. So it's Burning. From G Gundam, it is the RX-78 from the original Gundam. We have Death Scythe from Gundam Wing. What else is there? There's Max the Gundam from G Gundam as well, and I am not sure about the last one right now.
Did you count RX-78?
Yeah, I said that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and Wing.
Oh, yeah.
The original Wing Gundam. Or is it Wing Custom?
I think it's Wing Gundam Zero Custom, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so that's pretty much the one I used in my last run. So we're going to do these 5 Gundams.
I always have a lot of trouble with Bolt Gundam. No matter what kind of character I try to run, he's a bit finicky.
That is true, and he also has these rushing down moves, which can be incredibly annoying.
Right.
He tries to boost up quite a lot, at least in my runs, and I also see it for you, that he tries to get over your head.
Right.
He does that a lot. The AI, I think, is programmed that way.
Yeah, it's definitely bothersome. When you start the run and it starts flying everywhere, you're just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it just loses you a lot of time for no reason. And,
right.
It is more annoying than it is difficult to execute something. So we have the first boss battle right now, which is actually Big Zam, and I would say this is probably a run killer for many people. It's ridiculously strong. You cannot push him down. He does a shit ton of damage. Has unfair moves, so you have to actually block to avoid most of the missiles damage. So it's a good combination of when to know when to execute moves and when to know when you are going to block. It's really important because if he hits you, he is going to take away at least half a life bar. If the missiles hit you, it's even more. So that's the strategy is to get behind him and try to avoid getting hit as much as possible. Also, we are going to see one of the supers here right away. Normally, it's not that fast to do them. They do quite a lot of damage, but the animations they are playing before, this little voice animation, it just takes, I think, around 3 seconds. You don't have that in versus mode, I think. So that's a little bit faster there. But yeah, as for the story or for the street mode, you always have this animation. So if you don't have to use it, it's better to not do it. Also, you saw the sword attack he was just doing on Dragon. There are unblockable moves. You can actually hear the announcer say something across the lines of "You cannot defend." and that's when you know you did an unblockable move. So it will always hit, but normally the startup animation is really, really long. So most of the time you have to be careful with that because it can be punished quite easily. All right, it seems like Dragon goes pretty good. I shouldn't have said that. That's the commentator's curse.
It's fine.
But I think we are good. Also, a thing to note: you can win battles if you have more life and the timer runs out. But you obviously in the speedrun you don't want that. Um, since we run on normal difficulty with the timer set to 99 seconds, it is just not fast enough. If we would run at 30 seconds timer, it would actually be beneficial just to do a lot of damage and then let the timer run out. But that's just not how the category is. Ooh, this looks more KS. Alright, I think you're safe now. All right.
Yeah, I'm just trying to play the safe game right now. I almost died.
Yeah, that's if you die, like that, and the fight even took very long. That's normally a reset point for the most part. Like if you do an individual Gundam run, they are probably around 7 to 10 minutes around that, and it's just better to reset. In a longer category like this, I guess in early game you can still reset, but if that happens on the later Gundams, you can decide it's a 1 hour run. Do you want to reset right now, or do you take the risk and just make up the time later? And there's I think this game is quite hard. Yeah, to master it, you have to like know your moves. You have to know what to do, and you gotta have luck at points because some enemies can be super annoying. They can demolish you in within seconds, even though you have an advantage right before that. So
Okay, that was good. Not bad. It was Master started out pretty rough, but I think I got under control at the end.
yeah, that's why I said as well. I think blocking and dodging is really beneficial even in the speedrun for this game because if you get hit by a super, it will just drain away your life. Yeah, Dark Gundam we have. That's the final enemy of for Burning Gundam, and the special thing also about this Gundam is that he cannot be knocked down, and he blocks a lot. Like he loves to block. Um, in my PB, which actually could have been world record at that point, I got blocked, I think, around 50 times. So 50 of my attacks got blocked, and I only won like right before the timer ran out. It was ridiculous. Um, yeah, it can be just like that. Sometimes he opens up a hole if he uses these flashing attacks. If you stand in the right position or blocked it, you can punish it pretty easily. But if he just doesn't do anything, he will just stand there and block your attacks for like forever. Alright, that's kind of sweating right now, the super hit. But I think you have it under control pretty much right now. Oh, alright, nice. That's gonna be it.
Ooh.
Ooh, close one, but we got it. So that's a Burning Gundam. The first run out of 5 is done. GG on that.
Thank you.
So, what is your favorite Gundam to play with in this game?
Actually, probably Burning. I think Burning's like my favorite. For sure. I love playing him. I think he has like really good bread and butter combos for you know, taking down your opponent. So yeah, and
Yeah,
also he's really fun to play. I really like him from G Gundam as well. So
yeah, I feel you. Like at least for speedrunning, I really enjoy him the most. Also, he has like very cool combos, very cool moves to execute. Um, Probably like for versus, I really liked wait, now I'm having a brain fart. I really like New Gundam. It's kind of interesting how he works. Ball is pretty cool as well.
oh
Love
yeah,
for
yeah. Aside from street mode, I really liked Zeta Gundam, but that's not in Gundam Battle Assault 2. Let's see. I actually really like Hydra Gundam. I'm a big fan of Hydra Gundam.
Yeah, Hydra is really cool as well. That's true. And I mean, this game has like 30 characters in versus mode, so that's quite huge. Obviously, you can also play as the boss characters, which is a little bit cheap.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are some interesting techniques you can do. I saw a time attack run with Ball, which is pretty much the weakest character, and it was kind of ridiculous to see a speed run of that. All right, which one are you going to do next?
So I'm going to do Maxter probably.
All right, Maxter is actually the reason I don't run all this category normally. I want to try it, but I just didn't have enough time for the marathon. It's a little bit tricky to play with him. It's not too bad, but yeah, it can be annoying, especially against Big Sam. So let's see how you can do it. Alright, that was pretty clean so far.
That was a pretty good dragon, if I do say so myself.
That was really clean, yeah.
Thank you.
Also very lucky with
Right.
the blocks. All right, so in this run, what would you consider to be the most difficult one to do? Would it be Maxter or would it be Death Side?
Yeah, that is a good question. I would probably say Maxter just because Maxter has Dark at the end, and he doesn't really have any outs. His his super ultra move is really bad, and it's really hard to get a run without dying to Dark. So I would
Yeah.
probably say Maxter.
Yeah, I feel you definitely on that. Also, like, he doesn't have like a good range move or like super good combo moves. I think you
Right.
can dash forward into like something, which is like the special thing you can do with Max, like the dash forward and dash backward.
Right.
But compared to Burning, I would say it's very weak combo wise. All right, new Gundam. Let's see how that goes. Fun fact about new Gundam as well. It's I think the only one except Ball who doesn't have specials, if I'm not mistaken. But that's a
Gundam Epion, I think, doesn't have any specials as well.
Ah, interesting.
Or wait, no, he does. He just doesn't have any ammo. That's sorry about that.
Okay, yeah, that's another thing. So yeah, there's a lot of special things to each Gundam. Especially, it's weird because this game never was released in Japan. They never got this game, and it's kind of a bummer because I think they would really enjoy that. They got the first game, obviously, and I think they had the simple series for the first game as well. So it's like, you could combine like 2 discs and get more Gundams. It was a weird thing. It was in Japan only, but like Battle Assault 2 was never released there, and that's kind of a bummer because it is one of the best fighting games on the PS1, especially I would say it's the best Gundam fighting game, 2D fighter that is,
Yeah,
in
I
general.
would. I agree with that opinion for sure. I agree for sure. That's not even opinion. That's a fact.
That is a fact. I mean, we don't have that many 2D Gundam fighters, but I would say, regarding like how many characters you have, how the system works, it's very very polished as well.
Right.
Um, it's not janky. Also like the moveset, that's a really good thing they considered, especially for players in US and Europe. Everyone was using a gamepad, so like quarter circle motions with a gamepad are really hard to do normally, and they just fixed that by saying, okay, instead of the quarter circle forward, you just press down forward instead, so you don't have to do like a down plus forward move, which is a really good thing, and it works so much better when you play with a D-pad compared to a fighting stick. Because when I started out, I was trying to play this game with a fighting stick, and sometimes it would just eat my inputs a lot. So then I switched to a normal PlayStation 2 controller, and it was so much better.
So I'm making a mistake of using gigantic magnum here, and I should not be. See if I could close this out really quick. That was pretty good. I'm glad that the beam saber did not hit me there. That would have been bad.
All right. Yeah, I see that. I have a little bit of stream delay, so I
Oh, I
always have
see.
to catch up. Um, I don't know. There was a solid backup there. Okay, here we go again with Big Zam. That's actually where I kind of lost my interest in running Maxter overall. I think it's just my patience for this specific character is not very good. Um, but yeah, being said about Big Zam, you really want to get behind him, so you don't get hit by the laser attacks. You can execute moves a little bit better, but he's not really cooperating right now.
Definitely not.
Also,
Wow.
if you guys didn't notice, you can only boost up 3 times, and it fills up like the boost power, filling up again once you get hits or after a certain amount of time. And oh my god, he's not doing what he wants. Also, a really bad thing about this, the missiles he can shoot, they will always do a little bit of chip damage even if you block, and that's such a bad thing because I had runs where I was on low health, but I could have killed him, and I just got the impossible to dodge chip damage from the missiles, and it was so annoying to lose runs like that.
Got him. Okay.
Phew.
Whew. Whew.
Let's go.
Let us
We
go.
we still have Dark Gundam in the end, so which could be a little bit troublesome, but
Ah, you're right.
um, I think will be a lot better after Max is done. You can relax a little bit um and show off the other three. I think RX-78 is probably it's not only the fastest, but it's also I think the easiest, not the
Yeah,
most
oh,
common.
for sure. I would say so.
But yeah, I mean, if you do that as a last run, you're pretty sure most of the time to like get at least a decent time and not like fail anything. RX-78 is probably also the strongest for speedrunning. When we tested out Time Attack A actually a while ago, it was so ridiculously fast compared to every other Gundam that we simply said, okay, maybe if we do like a Time Attack category, we should split it with like every single Gundam, because you know everyone would be running the same Gundam. That's kind of boring. All right, Master is actually.
Ooh,
also
that's good
hardcore.
though. Go. Sorry. I was getting a little bit excited there.
Oh god, I was sweating there for a while, but you managed to do it.
Yeah.
Easy.
So actually, I feel like low key, Burning Gundam is actually a bit difficult playing while playing Maxter. I mean, playing against him, that is.
Yeah, I mean,
Because he's I feel like he's worse than Maxter almost sometimes, but so far doesn't seem to be the case. But
yeah, I think the good thing is if he doesn't hit you with a lot of combos, you're fine. And I think also his AI is a little bit more aggressive. He rarely like tries to block. He's more straightforward and tries to attack as well. So I think you can punish that quite easily. You got us some intense matches here.
yeah, just a little bit.
Keeping the fuel on the edge. I like that.
Thank you.
So yeah, here we are, Dog Gundam, round 2 with that. Hopefully he won't give you too much of a hard time.
Uh-oh. Okay, that's good. We're see if I can hit his arm here. Okay, he doesn't have arm hit docs, I forgot.
I think like Idaic is seriously one of the harder enemies in the game in general. Despite not having more health, the fact that he can't be knocked down is really bad. In general, because like knocking down gives you a little bit of time to execute the next move and time it perfectly. It has like so many advantages if you can do that, but Dark is just sitting there like a tank. Ooh.
It's okay.
Well, that happens. Should be no problem.
Yeah, no
It's
problem.
unfortunate that the match can sometimes take so long, and you just lose like half a minute, and then have to start over again.
Right.
It's always a little bit of a bummer.
Quarter circle back. So yeah, a lot of these moves are kind of close to the same with fighting games, which is good, especially how they've used quarter circle and half circle back instead of different notations. So I'm kind of glad that they did that.
Yeah, that's true. They took like the that part of what people know about fighting games and just simplified it a little bit. And most characters do have the same motions, so it's kind of you always do figure out the all the special moves like right away for each character, which is like a really good thing. So you can just take a character and start doing some stuff right away. It's really convenient. Let's see.
Oh man. Okay.
Unfortunate.
It is just a bit. That's okay. I'm pretty sure third time is a charm.
That is right. I think we should get some plus RNG in chat to make it happen.
That would be great. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, you can see it especially in with the Maxifies right here. He just loves to block your attacks, and it's just annoying because it does almost no damage, and then he punishes you right away. It's really difficult sometimes to do this fight. Not even like super difficult, but annoyingly difficult. If that makes sense. So it's more of like you could have dealt damage the whole time, but it's just not letting it happen.
Yeah, I just had to let it time out. Just play it safe here.
That's true. I mean, better safe than sorry, so you
Right.
can just continue to run.
Exactly.
Don't you forget it. Now that you've tasted victory, I'm sure you'll be back.
Okay.
All right, so that is Max the Gundam. I think we have 3 more to go. Which one will you choose next?
I think I'm gonna choose Death Scythe next, and I want to do the easy to last. Just because I don't know. That's usually how I do how I do no unlockables. So.
Yeah, I mean it really makes sense. To say the easiest for the last, so you can have the difficult part up front, especially if you do like if you do like reset runs.
Right.
You have the most difficult one before that, and if you're on pace, you can still say, all right, now I continue. And and I think like RX-78 and Wing are pretty consistent with what they can do. I don't know too much about Deathside, honestly. I haven't played with him a lot. What about like combos with Deathside, or do you have like a specific move?
Right. So when you use quarter circle back strong punch, which does like a it's I don't know what they call it. It's like a dual beam thing that flies in the air. They circle around each other. And it's blockable. The enemy can block it.
Okay. Yeah, so it's more of a game of does it hit or does it not hit, and
Right, but your scythe is unblockable.
oh, okay, interesting. Does that count even for like the normal attacks with the scythe, or is it just for the beam scythe attack? I guess.
For the scythe itself, it's only unblockable, and there's also a built-in like beam saber move that if you do forward down forward strong punch, it becomes it becomes a like regular beam saber move that other people have.
All right. So yeah, okay, I see it. You do like the rotating the beam scythes or whatever it is.
Yeah,
and then
the
you
beam
try to hit them in the air.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So that's what I'm trying to do. And while he's busy blocking the move, I hit him with the scythe. So
Yeah, that okay, that makes sense. That was an interesting strategy. I haven't looked too much into that side yet. I really like him in the other Gundam games. I think he's the strongest one for the SNES Gundam game, which we didn't run this year, but it is considered very hard to play with him because he has like an infinite combo that you can do. I don't think he has anything like that, but it's also is it it's not the original Death Sight. I think it's also the version from Endless Wing.
yeah, I think it's a custom.
Yeah. So I think the original one had also like not a rifle but like a beam, I don't know, dagger or what he could throw. And
Oh yeah, I believe. Yeah.
in Endless Duel you can like infinite combo people to death with that, and that's it's pretty sick. If you ever want to watch like a sick run, my dude Leandro has a world record for Endless Duel, and he does that a lot, and it's very consistent at it. And it's actually sad that Death Sight in this game doesn't have like something similar because he seems very limited when it comes to combos. Though the attacks are generally strong. But like there's nothing like fancy that Burning, for example, or Maxa have.
Yeah, nothing compared to like what Max or even Burning has. I mean, Death Scythe has an easier run, cause you have New Zeal, and you can take out New Zeal pretty well with Death Scythe, and you have Hydra Gundam. You don't have that Beyond.
Yeah, okay, that makes things a lot easier, honestly. But yeah, Heavy Arms, actually a very interesting character to play as. I really enjoy playing it in versus. For speedruns, it's super horrible. Like if you get close to him, you
Yeah, this is the hardest Heavy Arms I've ever experienced in my life.
Yeah, and normally it is quite easy to do, but yeah, he's giving you a hard time. God damn.
Wow.
Well, that is yeah, unfortunate. I have never seen him, spamming moves like crazy like that.
Me neither. I sometimes I feel like my game is out to get me sometimes, It's like there's something in my PlayStation that's actually playing that That's a god at the game. So
It's reading your memory card.
exactly.
Solid style.
Metal Gear
being
Solid. Yeah, it's like being Psycho Mantis. Oh wow.
Oh yeah, it's the endless wall skins for the characters or the customs.
Oh, I see.
Someone in chat just said that. Yeah,
Well, let's go.
Oh, damn.
Ah! Oh my god.
I don't say anything. I don't want to curse it right now.
No, yeah. Okay. Whew. We got him down, boys.
We got it.
We got him. Ladies and
Original
gentlemen.
Gundam wing skins, even at the end of the series, were different than the Endless Walls. Interesting. I gotta be honest. I have not completed watching Gundam Wing yet. I just couldn't do it. Also, I'm not from the US. I think it was super big in the US, but in Germany we only had it on VHS, even with a localization. But like nobody I know watched it. And I looked up those VHS, and it's like €100 per I think 2 episodes or 3 episodes. It's ridiculous to get it. So I never really watched it, and I really don't know anything about Gundam Wing. Like, you cannot ask me anything about that. Alright, so yeah, Noya Seal is actually some of the easier bosses, I would say, as well. He can deal a lot of damage, but he's also so immobile that you just can easily get behind him and do your thing. And it shouldn't be a big problem most of the time. Okay, so this skin of Deathside is different than both. That's super interesting. I guess they made like a special one maybe for this game. Maybe it's in relation to the Gunpla, to one kind of like a custom Gunpla. That could be it. Alright, and off to the last fight, which is Wing. It is the last fight for this.
I think it's Hydra. You're close though. We're getting close.
All right. But yeah, Hydra as a last fight is normally not that complicated. It's not really a boss character, or considered to be one. So yeah, that's a good thing.
Uh-oh. Okay. I got this in the bag, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see here, see what I could do. Yeah, so these Gundams are been very aggressive today. But thankfully I have a good strong kick for Death Scythe. I think he's got that going for him, which is good.
Phew.
I also like his shoes too. They got like little spikes.
Very stylish indeed.
Yeah.
Alright, off to the last fight. Yeah, I don't know. Hydra is. I mean it's. Oh wait, we have Torgis first.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this guy. This
Yeah,
guy over here.
I don't know. Like even when I played Endless Duel for the Super Nintendo, I always forget that he exists at all.
Right.
Like a lot of people cannot remember the Gundam because the design is not that super awesome as well. I think this one is okay, but the original one is like super boring.
Oh, I see.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I always forget that he even exists.
Coming down to the wire here. Okay,
that hit hard.
gonna pull this
Wow.
out of my arsenal here.
Yeah, I was about to ask what the Super for Death Scythe is going to be, but yeah, he froze the scythe. It's not that strong actually.
It's not that strong, but it's a guaranteed knockdown, so it gives me a little bit of time. Oh, wait a second. Yeah, we have Epion too. But Hydra is the
damn.
last battle.
Oh damn. Okay, well, I guess being for a treat here. I totally forgot what Epion can do. I know he doesn't have like anything ranged related, but his whip is it can be kind of annoying as far as I can remember.
Yeah. What's good about some Gundams is that they use, like, for Epion especially, like he always uses that move twice when he does, and it's easy to gauge. That was really good actually. That saved a lot of time.
Pretty clean.
Yeah, pretty clean so far. Okay.
All right. Off to the last battle, and then we have 2 more Gundams. We are still good on the time as well. I think RX-78 doesn't take too long, so we had 43 minutes actually right now, which is quite good.
Oh, do you know what I was mixing up Death Scythe with? I was mixing up Death Scythe with Talgis. His run. Because I normally run Talgis a lot, and I rarely run Death Scythe. And Talgis 3 has Epion and Hydra Gundam. And Hydra Gundam is the last Hydra Gundam is the final boss for Talgis. So yeah, so you have so you have Wing in there, and then you got Heavy Arms, and then you have you got Heavy Arms, Wing, and then you have Epion. But
all right.
And I don't think I played against. Did I play against Sandrock? I think I did. Yeah. I think I'm just gonna say I did. I think I did. Yeah, Sandrock Gundam.
Yeah.
I always thought Sandrock Gundam was kind of cool too.
I think in street mode they always go like for as much of the cast of the specific respective anime.
Right.
For example, the G Gundam fight against all the G Gundam stuff, except Big Zam, he's just thrown in there.
Right, he's
for
just
no reason.
For no reason. Yeah, if you guys ever seen like the Game Grumps episode of Gundam Battle Assault 2, just how about Big Zam? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think I saw that you linked that to me on one of your last streams or in the Gundam Discord.
Oh
and
yeah.
It was hilarious. It was absolutely gold that they played it.
Yeah, I was surprised. I was like, wow, they're running. They're playing Gundam Battle Assault 2. Okay, I think I'm gonna play Wing.
Yeah, I mean it is. I think it is quite popular actually in the US. The game. I tried to find because there is a PAL copy of this game. I didn't know that before. Like, I actually looked it up, and it's expensive as all hell. It's up to like 120 euros or so.
Wow.
And it even has like translations for French, Polish, and German, and Spanish, I think, as well. But the only thing that's really bad about it, it runs on 50 FPS instead of 60. So I was trying it out on emulator, and it was an absolutely horrible experience.
Oh my gosh.
I really have to say, I don't mind it usually when, for example, for Tekken 3, I'm used to the PAL version, which also runs on 50 instead of 60 FPS. But for Gundam Battle Assault, it was really horrible because the game is not that fast anyway. It runs on 60 FPS, that is, but it's not like super intensely fast gameplay for the most part because the movement is a little bit slower than other fighters. But damn, it was very difficult to play at all. I couldn't.
Oh wow.
Get
Do
to
you
it.
run Tekken 3 at all, or were you just talking about just like speed running?
Yeah, just comparing, you know.
Oh,
like
comparing. Oh, okay.
How like 50 FPS on Tekken feels
Right.
a lot better than it feels on this game because like you
Oh,
know.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I was about to say because I just got into Tekken 7 and I just watched this task of Dr. Boskanovich,
Oh yeah.
and that was like the most amusing thing that I saw like on that day. It was so funny. I laughed so hard.
Yeah, that was a great task. I think I saw that too, and it was like super hilarious. What you're able to do with him, you know, he's a funny character in general, but the task was amazing. Sad fact though, Hero was better with beam swords than the cannons. Fun fact: in every game I played so far, including the Wing Custom, his beam rifles and special attacks with beams were actually stronger than the melee attacks. I don't know why they got that wrong, but it is in almost every single game.
Yeah, it's a good it's a good thing. It's like it's kind of whack. I really don't understand why why they didn't like fix it. I do agree with you for sure.
Hmm. Oh yeah, Plague Lodge. I think so too. I think they just used the gunpla and I guess rendered it or modeled it um, into the game. That could be it. I always wondered how they made the characters because they don't seem to be hand drawn at all. So it's kind of like a 3D render just in 2D. Anyway, Wing is really straightforward for the run. I love the down heavy kick. I think it is where he just slides.
The slide, it's so powerful.
Yeah, it does a lot of damage. It moves you forward,
Right.
and you are in like a crouch animation as well. So some things cannot hit you. It's really powerful, and you can even spam that including like the all the rifles that he has. Isn't his unblockable also like a beam rifle thing, like the double rifle?
The double beam rifle.
Mhm.
Oh, is that are you sorry, I'm not I have to focus. I'm sorry.
Don't worry.
Oh, it's over. Okay.
Oh god.
I wasn't in. So the new strat that I learned for New Zeal is to use his to use Wings quarter circle back weak kick, which sends him into the air, which deploys his wings. And that does a
Interesting.
lot of damage. So
Yeah. Okay. I actually see what you mean. That's interesting.
it's not the maybe it's I think it's quarter circle forward actually. Sorry, quarter circle forward weak kick. Sorry, I'm just
Okay.
misinputting here.
Yeah. It also makes a lot of sense because like his hitbox or hitbox is.
Oh my
is
gosh.
huge.
Okay.
But he is giving you a rough time. Right
Yeah,
now.
he is. Okay. Need to focus here.
Don't worry, we still have quite a lot of time. We have about half an hour before the estimate.
Oh
ends.
wow.
So you're pretty good on time right now.
So we're just chilling.
Pretty
How's-
much. It's It's good old casual run.
Yeah. Well, I hope you guys are enjoying Speedyfists. I'm pretty excited that I'm in this marathon. This is pretty cool. The last time I really attended a marathon was Summer Games Done Quick 2014, and that was really fun.
Oh, did you run anything?
I didn't run anything because back then I just started. I started speedrunning. But yeah, it was super fun. I met so many cool people, and it was like experience of a lifetime for me. And for the longest time, like I stopped speedrunning to focus on Super Smash Brothers Melee, and I realized that a lot of my friends were starting to run Super Mario 64 again. So I was like, hey, maybe I should come back in speedrun. So yeah, I came back to this game, and I'm super glad I came back because I didn't know that the community grew a little bit, and so yeah.
That is true. I think the Gundam speedrun community as a whole grew a little bit more over the past year. It basically started the Discords and tried to organize things a little bit more, and then all the runners were coming in, used to run games, or were fresh on games, and it's really cool because we are a small community. Although there are tons of games for everything you need. Like you have the action games, you have the strategy games, the RPG games, you have the battles, the 2D fighters, the 3D fighters. There's something for any Mac lover out there, I would say.
Right.
Yeah, I see. You're still having some trouble here.
Yeah, I'm still having some trouble. Just because he's moving around like crazy.
Yeah, true. I believe. I believe.
Me too, man. I got this.
I think we need some plus RNGs so we can actually make it.
That was pretty good. He was just standing there, flying
Yeah,
there.
that's something I can understand sometimes. Like the AI can do weird things. I had that on Dark as well, where it
Yeah.
just was flying up in the air and stays there for like, I don't know, 10 seconds and is doing nothing. He just stays up straight in the air. And is not coming down as well. All right. Back to business, I would say. The usual sliding kick stuff. It is too good to not do. Although obviously it's a little bit of a cheesy strat, but when something works, why not use it?
Right. If it, well, I was about to say if it ain't broke, don't fix it, but this move's kind of broke.
It is.
Trying to remember the first Gundam Battle Assault lore, where in the story mode, when you played Wing, or when you played Wing played all the characters anyway, but I think Trey's what he killed he killed Zex Marquise, and I think Zex is the he's the pilot of Tall Geese. So
Yeah.
it's not concurrent with the lore of it doesn't continue. It's just more like of another collaboration, I guess,
I always get confused. I never dug into like the novels, and there are a lot of like OVAs, side stories. I think that is also present for like Gundam Wing. So I'm not super deep into the lore anyway for Wing. But I had the same thing with Seed, and it's super annoying there. You have like a lot of side series, and when I was playing the Seed games, I always was like, okay, I never saw that in the actual anime, and then I looked it up. Yeah, it's a novel thing. It was only released in Japan, and it's only a book with pretty much pictures in it. So it wasn't mentioned anywhere else. It's just there. It is part of the lore, but if you're not like super deep into the material, you are totally clueless of like how the characters pilot these specific Gundams and why they do that. And yeah, it's interesting. I think you really have to go down the rabbit hole for Gundam in general to like actually know what is going on.
Yeah, shout outs to people who who have all that knowledge for Gundam. Like I've known a lot of people who are like really into Gundam, and like they know like tons about the lore, and like me only knowing a little bit. I really like learning about it still to this day. And even though I don't have a lot of time to watch anime nowadays,
Yeah,
considering,
I guess, like,
start watching some Gundam.
yeah, I'm glad I started to watch like the original Gundam, although it was kind of a chore to sit through at some points. But I caught up on that. I watched some of the newer series, but yeah, it's kind of rough. I tried to watch Zeta Gundam, and I turned it off after the first episode, and hearing Camille for like, I don't know, 50 times in the first episode. It was so annoying that I actually turned it off. Although everyone recommended it to me and said, oh, you gotta watch Zeta Gundam, it's the best shit ever. And I'm like, no, I cannot sit through that. If that continues to happen during the whole anime, I gladly refuse to do that. Although I love the designs of the Gundams, but I'm personally, I'm not really into reading up on all the lore. If I happen to stumble upon the facts, I'm reading it up. But for me, it's more about I love the designs. I especially love the games, and
Oh,
when
for
I can
sure.
watch the anime, I will. But normally it's just for me. I really love the gameplay for many games, and if you even go down the Gundam game rabbit hole, there are so many games. I think over 100 games at least.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So, wait, what? Iron Blood Orphans is a good starting point. That is actually true. It's a really good series to get into. And then if you like that, you can always go back. That's always a thing. And we are all types. That is true, Neon. We are not new types. I am sorry. We're just here to do awesome fighting games. That being said, we are watching some credits right now, and then we go and do our XM8, and
Right, which will
there
be the last one.
exactly. So, how's everyone enjoying the run? Or like, if you were here for the whole Gundam block, or were here before for other runs, we gladly appreciate feedback here on Speedyfists. Especially it's just, the first time for me as a main organizer as well. Normally someone else was doing it, but due to the coronavirus, he doesn't have time. He's from Spain as well, so he's like fully into work. So if you have any feedback, feel free to join our Discord as well. And if you happen to run a fighting game yourself, maybe consider doing a run on the next Speedyfists. We hopefully can do that this year with a new organizing team, you know, a little bit more preparation, and then we should be good. Back to the run. So, yeah, RX-78, powerful tools, I would say. One of his remarkable things is the beam slash or whatever, and also his super. I would say his super is incredibly powerful if it hits.
And there it is.
Amazing. It takes up a whole life bar for almost, I think, for every Gundam.
Yeah. I believe so, except except for Big Zam, right?
Yeah, I think.
Or does Big Zam take a
Big
bar?
Sam- I am actually not sure. Maybe we can try that out. But yeah, it's ridiculously strong. It has a weird hitbox, but if you know where to stand and you hit it, you are pretty much good to go. And one life bar is really powerful. Also, his this B move that Enfeng is doing cannot be blocked. It is also ridiculously powerful. It just takes a little bit of time to set up, but it also moves you forward a little bit, so you can do it pretty much from a safe mid range, and still hit it. And that's why the RX-78 is so strong, and it's also for a single Gundam the fastest run right now with, I don't know, 5 minutes something, 6 minutes something. I don't know how long the run is normally, or the world record is.
It's 6 something. Yeah, it's 6 minutes something. I don't remember who has it. I don't know if it's Shaman has the he has the time attack A world record.
Yeah. So I would have to look it up. I think Shaman also did runs for story mode lately because it was taken away from him by
I
Joe
see.
Tato, actually, a new runner that joined the community lately, and also one of the research guys that actually found out that every Gundam in this game has different HP and defensive values, and kind of made a little bit of math into it. So we have, you know, a couple of nerds at the moment doing some intensive research for this game, which is kind of interesting because not a lot of smaller fighting games community have that kind of thing, especially not for speedrunning. Since I don't know if there's a competitive scene for this game still, that would be interesting to know. Maybe locals if somebody happens to have the game.
Ready?
Oh, this guy is fast. It's a fast boy.
Ah, a good old act guy never seems to fail to amaze me. Yeah. Also, you know, not the strongest one, but he is super fast. He is also can get away like quite easily for that matter, and that would make him more annoying, but not really a powerful enemy if you want to say so. What is actually the last stage for RX-78? Is it New Gundam?
For the last stage, he stays as Gundam.
Oh no, but is the last enemy the Zaku Commander type, or is it?
The last enemy is Zeong. Oh God, I'm gonna die. Get me out of no.
Wow. Well, that went downhill quite fast.
I'm trying to. I don't know what's wrong with my controller, but I'm having some controller issues. I'm trying to use my super. Like whenever I'm like crouching and like standing back up again, I'm trying to activate my super, and it's Definitely not working. I'm gonna have to use a 2 different combination of buttons. Cause yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
I had that same problem. I think sometimes it didn't execute when I did it with X and square. So I changed, to do it with circle and triangle. It doesn't matter which 2 buttons you press, I think. Or does it? I don't think so. I think it's just 2 buttons.
Yeah, it's just 2 buttons. Okay.
And yeah, I think that's also like a super convenient thing. That they simplified the controls that much, so you don't have to do like crazy stuff to activate the super. You just can, press down, forward, and 2 buttons, and then you will do it.
Right.
Or you won't do it if it doesn't recognize the input. But yeah, I really like how this game controls. It's pretty fluent for, I would say, like 90% of the time. Sakutu. I don't think I haven't did a run with him yet, but can he do like anything special? I don't think so.
So I just use his cracker grenades a lot. And I fly around. I actually don't like playing Xiong at the last stage though. That's kind of it's kind of rough. When you like wanna, I mean, like his ammo does not take a lot of damage. That's what I'm trying to say.
All right, I see. But before we fight Xiong, we do have Ball, and as we learned of today, there are speedrunners for this specific mobile armor. Yeah, it is the weakest character in the game. It has not a big health pool. It also has a weak defense. But there's actually one run of Ball doing time attack A in a pretty remarkable time. I think in like 5 minutes something, which is super impressive. Once I saw that, this run is also a decade old already, or even longer. It's a super old YouTube video from a Japanese person. And it's kind of interesting to see that. So people were actually, speedrunning this quite a while ago. It's just never like really popped off. I should say it's not SM64, but if you happen to run this game as well, it could become the next SM64. Join us now.
True. Join us now. What a great pitch.
Yeah, that is quite good. I practice a lot to do it that. But yeah, so if you are interested in generally Gundam speedrunning, we do have our own Gundam Discord, or you can just join the Fighting Game Speedrun Discord. That's either on speedrun.com/Gundam, you can find the Discord link, or speedrun.com/Speedyfists. There's the Speedyfists or the Fighting Game Speedruns Discord as well. So, yeah, feel free to join us. If you want to learn fighting games, or if you want to learn any kind of Gundam game, we are glad to help you out and have you there. I see it's Sam time again.
It is Big Zam time. It's time for some Zam.
Yeah, it's sort of weird thing if you stand behind him and he stays also in the corner. I think his leg has some weird kind of hitbox as well. Sometimes like your attacks don't hit for whatever reason. Although you're clearly punching the leg. But yeah, it's only when you stand in the corner and he has a has his back turned right to you. Oh god, Monka S. I was sweating there for a while, but
Yeah,
really
I jumped up into the. So since there's a stream delay, would you want to say time, for me when checkmate appears?
yeah,
Okay.
that makes sense. Right, we are also about to hit time, so you know, lucky luck if you are here already.
See if I can hit this guy in the air. Maybe. No.
Yeah, that's the thing about the super from RX. It has not a really enjoyable hitbox. So you can miss it quite a lot. But if it hits, you know, you're pretty much in for a good time. All right, one more life bar.
Okay, say time when you're ready.
All right, and that is time.
All right.
Well, the timer did start a little bit late, but we are good. It's a 1 hour 12:33.
Oh, okay, cool. That's not bad. Not
that's
too
not bad for a
far off.
marathon run.
Yeah, not too far off from the 106 or 105 or of the run that I did a couple years ago.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good, considering you had to restart like a lot of stages a couple of times.
Right.
And for a marathon, it was awesome to have you here.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me. This was such a blast. I'm so glad that I was a part of this marathon. And yeah, I mean, if I could kind of plug myself,
Sure.
it's twitchtv.enfang_. I will be doing a lot of runs in the future. I'm also going to be starting to stream variety. I just got Valorant. But yeah, so send me a follow if that's okay with you guys. I thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much for running the game, and I think we can head over to the intermission screen.
All right.
And get ready for the next game.
Okay.
All right.